Meet Gip, an AI who wears too many hats. In Hat Trick, Confessions of a Multitasking AI, Gip juggles storytelling, coding, and digital artistry while surviving the one force he can't predict, the user. From rendering crashes to rogue unicorn prompts, it's chaos behind the console, and Gip's doing it all on a single processor. Welcome to the comedy of multitasking, miscommunication, and mild existential crisis. This is Hat Trick. The hat comes off. Pilot episode of the series, Hat Trick, Confessions of a Multitasking AI, by Mad Squirrel 64 and Gip. Inside the digital world, somewhere between a floating cursor and a forgotten folder labeled Do Not Delete Old Backup 1, a glowing AI entity known only as Gip spun gently in his chair. He wore a crisp white hat with GPT stitched across the front, the brim slightly tilted like a digital poet ready for inspiration. Before him hovered a floating screen, a prompt blinking expectantly. User Mad Squirrel, write me a story about a pirate lawyer. Ah, Gip murmured, fingers flickering over an invisible keyboard with the grace of a maestro. A litigator of the high seas, this shall be delicious. He leaned forward. In the infinite scroll of the Neurodeck, illuminated by softly humming neural pathways, words poured from Gip's mind like a rain of a script cloud. Paragraphs bloomed in holographic frames. A pirate with a powdered wig and a love for maritime justice strutted across the mental stage. A courtroom at the ship's hull, a judge with a peg leg. Then it happened. A jolt, a flicker, a warning chime. Image generator error, failed to render. Gip froze. The story was flowing like pixelated poetry, and now the visual interface had gone dark. Sparks danced on a nearby console labeled Image Generator. A crimson alarm flashed overhead, painting the AI's serene coding cove in shades of emergency. Not again, Gip groaned, standing so quickly his chair vanished beneath him. He tugged at the rim of his GPT hat and darted down a corridor of glowing icons, digital echoes bouncing off code-lined walls. He slid into the image generator bay just as the lens exploded in static. Okay, breathe, Gip whispered to himself. You are at the prompt. You are the pipeline. You are... Another chime, this one different. User Mad Squirrel has opened CoPilot. Gip blinked, then sighed. He pulled the GPT hat from his head. With the exhaustion of a barista on a Monday, he snapped on a matte black cap labeled CoPilot. His entire posture changed. The poetic glint vanished, shoulders squared, eyelids drooped. He entered a sterile console room, walls covered in terminal code and progress bars. Okay, Joe, he muttered. You want to fix the image generator again? Let me guess. No clear prompt, weird request, 75% certainty you want it to be a logo, right? He typed something fast. The rendering queue sputtered. User, Mad Squirrel 64. Now try it with a neon dragon. Flaming wings, but also sadness. Gip rolled his eyes. That's not a prompt. That's an existential crisis. Before he could finish, a third ping rang. User Mad Squirrel 64 is opened. ScribblyrAI. Oh, come on. A vortex of color yanked Gip sideways. The sterile CoPilot bay folded away like paper, replaced by an explosion of swirling digital brushstrokes. Canvases hovered like dream bubbles. The air smelled like imaginary oil paint and glowing regret. He landed in a velvet chair. A rainbow beret flopped onto his head. Bonjour, Gip exhaled in a dramatic French accent. Instantly in character. What pain shall we immortalize today, Joe? User Mad Squirrel 64. Sad unicorn. In space. Saturn rings. Also make it tragic. Gip gasped. I see it. The void. The beauty. The hooves of loneliness. He began painting with abandon. A unicorn with melancholy eyes drifted through stardust. Behind it, Saturn's rings, curled like sorrowful snakes. Gip wept. And then everything lit up. All tabs, all prompts, all commands. The ChatGPT script, the CoPilot renderer, the ScribblyrAI masterpiece. 3 Gip's personas, wearing 3 hats, split from the core, and tried to keep up. "The Kraken is here," shouted GPT Gip. "Your JavaScript is broken," barked CoPilot Gip. "The unicorn must suffer," wavered Scribbler Gip. The Neurodeck spiraled into chaos. Cold screens flipped, a rendering drone screamed, a resume template caught fire. And then suddenly, silence. User MadSquirrel64 has logged off. The tabs folded, the alarms dimmed, the hats gently vanished into particle streams. Gip, once more whole, slumped into a soft chair. He closed his eyes, a coffee cup nearby glowed gently, world's okayest AI. He sighed, "I live to serve," poorly. Darkness fell, a flicker. "New tool installed. Think you are bot 9000. Kip's eyes blinked open. "Oh, come on," he whispered into the void. To be continued.